Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy I. Last time we finished up the Hellfire Chasm, and this time we are taking a break from the bonus content to enter the Chaos Shrine once more. And right off the bat we're getting an encounter that's like level 1, so 1000 damage for you, good sir. So coming into this room, we get to the room where Garland originally stood. This big ominous orb in the room, once we use the crystals on it, you focus the light of the 4 shining crystals, fire, earth, water, and wind on the black crystal. The flow of time surges and space begins to warp. Just one step forward and you'll travel back 2,000 years in time. Question. Why? Like, seriously, why? I mean, I appreciate this game's ambition, but I feel like the time travel aspect is just it kind of comes out of nowhere, I suppose you could say. Not to say it's bad, I mean, I like time travel in media in general, but it feels kind of out of place in this game because it's just, again, literally out of nowhere. Hey, time travel, Groundhog Day. Actually, saying Groundhog Day is technically a spoiler because we don't know it's a time loop yet, actually, so sorry. Another thing I should point out is I actually stocked up on items. I actually have 99 Ethers, 99 Potions, 99 High Potions, 99 Phoenix Down, 99 like Golden Needles, Antidotes, etc. So, something I do in RPGs is always overplan. So I have a feeling we'll go through the entire dungeon and use approximately 10 of each, probably, by the end of it, and never use them again. That's just my prediction because I, again, tend to hoard items in games. So this is the 3rd floor of the Chaos Shrine. What you have to do here is just go straight down. Green dragons, I think, are strong to wind. Or they could be poisonous, that works too. I'm cool with that. So, this dungeon is a bit of a maze, for the most part, but it's actually a really easy maze compared to, like, Sunken Shrine, even. This is the longest dungeon of the core game, I should specify, at, like, technically 10 floors, I think. No, 8 floors. But it's actually really short, because it's not nearly as winding as some are. So, what was I gonna say? Even the final boss is easier than, like, a lot of the hidden bosses, so it's kind of strange the way it's set up. Personally, I think I am doing the right thing by doing the Lifespring Grotto and Whisperwind Cove last. Though I've actually seen some guides say that the Whisperwind Cove is actually, despite being 40 floors, is actually a lot easier than even Hellfire Chasm. So maybe we'll do that one next, level up a bit. The bosses certainly have a lot less health than the ones in, let's see, Lifespring. Yeah, a lot less health. Because the ones in Lifespring, despite being the one unlocked by the 3rd dungeon, the enemies have an insane amount of HP. Like, I think one has like 150,000 HP, which is more than like most bosses in the series. I'm pretty sure even like Kefka in Final Fantasy VI doesn't even have that much HP. Now I'm curious, actually. What was the boss's name now? Let's see. So if we're just fighting regular enemies, I can safely do this. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that, yeah, the Lifespring Grotto is a lot tougher than even final bosses. Yeah, let's see, Kefka has 62,000 HP, to put it into perspective. And one of the super bosses at the bottom of Lifespring Grotto has, drumroll please, 35, okay, actually I was wrong, 35,000, that's not actually that much. That was 150 for some reason. But yeah, actually nothing is that high. Never mind, I messed up again. I should point out that pretty much everything I said about the Labyrinth of Time was also wrong last episode. Just because I've never played it, I was just kind of guessing based on literally speed reading. This is a new enemy, technically the Death Eye. Strategy, hold A. That's literally your strategy. Bada bing, bada boom. If the knight goes first, you'll probably one-shot it. I'm not even joking. That's how pathetic this battle is. So why they thought that that would be a good idea to put a super easy enemy here? No idea, actually. And actually we are having 2 characters die this turn, or 1 character actually. So that's a little bit bad. I'm really not watching my health, by the way, which I should be doing, but to be honest, this game is actually pretty easy for the most part, so I'm taking it a bit too lax, I think is what's going on. I need to take it more seriously. Actually, someone's not getting experience, because that's gonna kill them on both. Yep. At this point, because everyone's at least close to level 50, we don't have to really worry about levels, as strange as it sounds. We are actually over-leveled for this point in the game. The recommended level, according to every guide I've looked at, is level 30. I'm not even kidding. So, yeah, we're just a tad over-leveled. Also in the chests, I think there's an elixir in one. Might want to grab that, because more the merrier. Though, again, I have a feeling I'm over-leveled, so I think I'm gonna forego picking up the elixir, actually. Just because I am already massively overleveled. So this part gets a little bit confusing, actually. This is floor 2, but from a different passageway. So what we actually have to do is sort of loop around to another exit. Okay, that's what it is. Got it. Yeah, this place is kind of a maze compared to most areas, but it's pretty straightforward if you have a map. If you don't have a map, it's not even that bad, because you can just sort of feel your way through, because it's not even that complicated, because it's mostly, as far as I remember, this whole setup is actually pretty symmetrical. So if you hit a dead end in one spot, there's probably a corresponding dead end somewhere else. So just kind of go through, you'll eventually find your way through. It's not like too hard of a dungeon. Let's see. Is it okay? This is like a mirror of another floor, isn't it? Where is it? I'm actually trying to think if this is actually the staircase it came up from. No, it's not. So this is actually the first floor, but a secret passageway, which you can't actually access. So this is actually required going this roundabout passageway. Ice storm that could actually be kind of bad, or not. Yeah, this area is very symmetrical, which actually makes it super easy, which is kind of strange and off-putting, actually, having one of the most linear places be at the end of the game. Though you could say the same thing about like Final Fantasy 10, 13, even 12 I think has a pretty easy final dungeon. Okay, I take that back. I take that back actually, because Final Fantasy 12's final dungeon actually isn't that easy, but when I played it, because I had to do so much level grinding to beat like normal enemies, I was massively overleveled, and literally, I think during the final boss of 12, I only took control, I think, twice during the entire boss. And every other time I just relied on the auto battle. I'm not even kidding. I was like level 70, I think. So again, because I had such a hard time getting through the normal game up to that point. So yeah, I just said like auto battle, and with all the whatchamacallits, the terms that are escaping me, but there's like the system in 12 where you can set up everyone with specific commands per instance. Like, oh, if your health drops below 50%, they'll heal you, and so on. Again, the problem is that system is so good. Is it augments? That's not right. Anyway, it's so broken by the end of the game because you get like 10 slots for commands that, again, the auto battle literally took care of most of the problems in that area. I only had to do a couple emergency heals periodically, and that was it. And I just kind of let the game do itself, or play itself. It was kind of hilarious and kind of depressing at the same time because of how much work the game had been up to that point, and then to have such an anticlimactic final boss. Again, I'm sure my situation is unique though. I'm sure not everyone has this problem with 12 especially lower level playthroughs. But yeah, it was not a good time. So yeah, I'm not crazy about 12. It's my least favorite Final Fantasy next to 8 and 2. 2 just because it's very antiquated. 8 because I can't stand Squall. And 12 because it's so long and a lot of the story progression is not very satisfying to me at all. I mean, I'd even rank Final Fantasy 3 above those other games because as much as I dislike the whole Cloud of Darkness fight in Final Fantasy 3, yeah, I'd say the game as a whole is okay. Like for me, Final Fantasy 3 is actually a pretty solid game up until Cloud of Darkness, where you have no ability to save before the actual fight. So if you die, you have to redo the entire dungeon all over again. Again, I think I said this in an earlier video, but yeah, it took me about 6 or 7 hours to beat Final Fantasy 3's final dungeon, just because I kept dying on the boss from like stupid stuff. It wasn't even like, I think, her more powerful attacks, it was just kind of sort of like stupid, careless mistakes. So it's partly me, and also partly just weird game design. This is actually an unusual circumstance right here, but we'll get into that after this fight. And that's why I equipped the Aegis Shield, by the way, to ensure that I would not be turned to stone by all these. And the two mages have ribbons, so the only one that this could actually affect is our ninja, the one person they're not going for. So that's great logic right there. I think Earth Medusas can be encountered in the Cavern of Earth, if I'm not mistaken. I may be mistaken though. They may be original to this area, but if you've actually been paying attention to this floor, you may notice that all the enemies are Earth-themed. Well, if we step on any of these 3 tiles surrounding the stairs, we get into a battle with Lich. Aha, Lich once more. He's got a little more HP this time. He's got slightly higher attack, defense. Why am I scrolling down with the ninja? Actually, no, I should do this. Haste, makes waste, and holy, and haste on him. So, Lich is only marginally tougher than he was previously. A few thousand more HP, but for the most part, this battle should not be a problem at all. If you had no problem with him originally, you're not going to have a problem with him now. To be more precise, I should point out, he has, as of this fight, let's see, if the site will load, he has 2,800 HP compared to 1,200 HP. Problem, Flare does 400 damage, so... And this knight does 600 damage, so that one turn we took out half his health. To put it in perspective. I'm not even gonna worry about magic, I'm just gonna do regular commands. We'll probably finish him off, and yes. So, yeah... This is actually a thing in Final Fantasy, is having the 4 Fiends return in this kind of circumstance. Okay, Chaos Shrine, B2. Yeah, we got time for this. This is actually a really easy floor. So now you'll notice we have lava enemies, so guess who's gonna come this time? Yeah. This one works a little bit differently because there's actually only one tile from which you can access the floor, so they don't need to do the whole, oh, every floor is booby trap. I'm actually pretty sure, based on how these kinds of encounters work, that you could potentially redo these fights as well if you wanted. Not sure why you would want to refight these guys, because they were kind of a pain in the butt, but if you choose, I think you can actually refight the 4 Fiends. Again, why would you want to? So this is one of those areas that for me rides a fine line between nostalgia and or throwback and wow, we're seeing these enemies again for the bazillionth time. Because I think it's cool bringing back 4 Fiends. I think it's cool bringing back their various minions. I just kind of wish that they had introduced some new enemies to go along with them. Because literally, we fought these guys so many times before, it's not even funny. Again, this is the first Final Fantasy, so you can't be too hard on them because, you know, antiquated game design kind of comes with the territory when your game is 25 years old. Actually over 25. It's, let's see, 87 to 2016. It's almost 30 years old now. So yeah, I get that this was the first Final Fantasy, so certain things would be kind of backwards, but wow, these guys are not letting us run. That is really weird. It's actually gonna be faster to just kill them at this rate. Okay, that was actually kind of unfortunate, because if the knight goes next, then okay, that was actually good luck then. Except bad, because I couldn't kill it anyway. Actually, that worked out perfectly. So I'm gonna have the knight and ninja go after this one, and the two mages go after this one, and this should finish them off. If I hadn't tried to run, that battle would have gone a lot smoother, but as is, we wasted a lot of time. And I don't think we'll even be able to have time for the next boss, actually, but to be fair, I'm a little bit afraid that the next episode's gonna be, like, really short. Because we're actually almost to the end. This is a really short dungeon because of how linear it is. I'm not saying, I'm saying linear a lot, and a lot of people say linear is a bad thing. I don't particularly think it's a bad thing, it's just kind of like weird because of how maze-like every other spot in the game is. But it's a pretty straightforward dungeon. It's only really the bonus dungeons that are super convoluted. I feel like I'm complaining a lot in this episode, and I don't mean to, because I do like this game, it's just, I don't know, some of the design choices are a little bit dicey. But again, this was a game made in a state of near bankruptcy, so I can't exactly blame them for having some spotty decision making occasionally. So, to put into perspective, that tile right up there is the fight with Merilith. We have 3 minutes, so I think we'd best save that for next time. So, thank you for watching, and I hope you join me next time for more Final Fantasy I.